Hello guys, Ronnie here and welcome to yet another tutorial. It's been a while since I created a video tutorial showing you guys how to develop a WordPress plugin. Okay, today we are going to create a plugin that displays an alert bar just right um, on your blog, just right here, like those alert bars that you can close and open and stuff like that. Alright, to start, so I'm going to use Notepad++, which is my editing platform, and I have localhost installed as well. So let's first of all start by creating our files. So this is going to be our main file, and I will name it. I will just save it first, save this. And if you have used localhost before, you know the steps that are required. So to save this as a plugin, I will install it. I will create a folder inside of plugins.php and create a folder here, and I'll just name this folder whatever I want my whatever name I feel like. So I'll name this bar I guess bar slider or something, or yeah, I could say alert bar, something like that. Alright, so I'll just get in here inside of alert bar and just name this alert bar .php. So this is going to be the main file. Now inside of alert bar.php, I usually like creating my folders first, so get my file structure all set up accurately. So I went to the wrong file. It's examp atc docs WordPress WP content plugins, and it's a lot bar. So here I'll create another folder. I'll name this includes. So these are the inclusions that I will include. So inside of includes, I'll create another folder. The file structure doesn't really matter, guys, but it's up to you so long as you can really understand how your plugin works, and JS. Okay, so that's pretty much all we need right now for our alert bar. So to make our plugin appear inside of inside here, inside of our plugins, right here to appear here, all we need is just a set of code called the header. So I'll open the PHP like this, and I'll just come here and create a block comment, and I'll say plugin name, and I'll call this alert bar, and plugin, is it the description after, but just the plugin name, just to show you, is enough for this to show up inside of there. So I'll just save this and I'll show you guys what happens. So if I refresh, you will see here it says alert bar, but no description, no anything. But just this set block of code here is enough to show in the WordPress respirator, not just on the install plugin section. So you can activate it if you want, and here it says plugin activated, but this plugin doesn't do anything yet because we haven't given it any functionalities. So let's kind of customize this. So I'll say plugin URI, which is the link for the plugin. I will just give it my website name, I guess. I'll probably give it a slash and say alert bar, yeah, something like that. And then I'll say description. Here I'll say plugin that alerts, that grabs users' attention, I guess. Grabs users' attention with a pop sound. you know, something like that. This bar is going to be like the Firefox when you have an alert, the pop sound that appears, and I mean the bar that appears with the pop sound on top of a website that you're visiting, on top of your browser, basically. So the author, the next thing is the author, which is me or you if you are going to write it, and then author's URI. This is my site, and then the next thing is version, or if you want, you can just say contributors, but we don't have any contributors here. And then there's also license, which I will put that later. So if I save this and refresh here, you'll start seeing some good stuff appear. So you see here a lot bar with that beautiful thing version, the author, the plugin site. So that's just enough for that to work. Now I'll head back here to our site, and as you can see there's no bar or anything. Alright, so first of all, let's create a bar. Alright, and I'll do inline styling so that you guys can see, but I'll eventually switch to the recommended styling style. So I'll say function alert bar, I'll just say alert bar, I guess, if that corrects it. And then I'll come here and say add action, and then I'll do this, and I'll say WP header, WP head, not header. And then here I'll copy this and then put that here, paste it there. It also takes another parameter where you can call how fast you want it to, this function to be called when your blog runs, but we are not going to use that. We're just going to use the default one, which is I think 10. And then so here I'll just come and say, I'll just close it here, close the PHP, and then open it here, and I'll just create a div here, and then close the div, and I'll give it an ID, or if you want, this for styling purposes for later, and for JavaScript functionalities as well. So I'll call this, I'll give it the bar or the pop bar, you know, just a unique thing that you can think of. And I'll just I was going to create a style sheet, but first let me just do some inline styling here so that you guys can see what happens. But this is not really recommended when you are creating plugins and stuff like that. Just kind of create a different style sheet and include it in using the WP NQ styles. So here I'll just create a style and say okay, okay, I'll just give it a width of 100%, and then I'll give it a height of something, let's say 150 pixels, and then give it a background of orange, I guess, but we're going to change this later on. So I'll save this and you'll see what happens. So let's refresh our page. As you can see, there's a bar that just appeared here. Alright, now this bar, you can just input anything here and just say this is test, and then style the say text align, and then say center. Okay, so if I save this and refresh here, there you go, this is a test. So you can put whatever you want, but so I'll get rid of the styling, right? Well, actually I'll leave the styling for a minute, let me first of all include some styles. So let's go ahead here and um, you know what, I'll just get rid of the styles. Just delete this, all of that, just leave it like that, and then we'll come down here and say the colon jQuery and style. So this is a comment, and you want to try as much as you can to always include comments in your development, because you want other users, or whenever you come later on and try to change something, you won't get confused. You'll just understand what you're dealing with. Okay, so here we're going to call jQuery, and we're going to say function, and I'll say alert jQuery. Now this namings of the function doesn't really matter, so long as you just kind of make it look neat and understandable as possible. So I'll say add action here, and I'll say copy that and come here and put that. So the action that we are going to add here is WP enqueue, just like that. That's it. Enqueue scripts. I'll just have to confirm that. Alright, so let me just copy this in the meantime and paste it there. So WP enqueue scripts, okay, so whenever you're developing, you are going to be required to do a lot of referencing later on. That's why we have the codecs. At the same time, I have other plugins that I created earlier, so I'll just look for a plugin that I created and just try to copy it. I don't have to like go and hustle so much. So I'll just look for my styling here, and here it is, WP enqueue script. So I might just copy all of this and then explain it to you guys what happens. Okay, so I'll just close it, and you know what, I'll just copy it down here. So don't and then just try to WP enqueue scripts, so it's scripts, right? And then WP enqueue styles. Alright, and then alright, so and then I'll just come here again and say add action, and then WP enqueue styles, and then come here and say alert bar style jQuery, sorry. Okay, really doesn't make sense because the style is also jQuery here, but this is just a name and it really doesn't matter how you call it, so long as it's the same as this, it will work fine. So here what happens is we're calling action the scripts, which is going to be our jQuery and JavaScript, and then here we're calling the styles action to be run. So the first thing we want to do in order to call our let's just arrange things in order. Let's start by calling jQuery. So like I said, I usually like doing some referencing, so I'll just paste my code here once again. I just kept pasting and just deleting them, so I'll just copy this and paste it here, and I won't need any downloads, so I won't use that. And I guess that's pretty much it. I'll use this too, so I'll copy this. Okay, let me get it first. Google APIs, blah blah blah. Fiber stick. No, I'm not gonna use that. I might though later, but not now. I'll just stick to the basics here. Okay, so I'll just get rid of this. The reason why I don't want to copy it and paste it here is I want you guys to like see how I do it instead of just explaining stuff that is I kind of find it that hard to like understand. I just better like see the person typing it. And so the next thing here we are going to say is okay, sorry. So we're going to put the location of our script. So we're going to say WP enqueue script. Now be sure this is script and this is scripts. So just to let you know. Alright, so it takes two parameters. So the first one is the name of the script, which I'll just say my bar script, I guess. And then the next thing is the location of it. So plugin dar URI, URL or URI. Let me just paste it right here. This URL. So plugin dar URL, and then so plugin dar URL, and then just say file, and then here we just put the location of it. So where is it located? It's located at alert bar, and then it's inside includes. So we're going to say includes, and then JS /JS, and then we're gonna say alert bar.js. Now we don't have alert bar.js yet, so let's just go ahead and create it. Let's say new file, save as, and we want to make sure we put it where we say that is located. So we are going to say alert bar.js and then save it there. And okay, so it's still recording. Okay, great. And then so let's actually test if our jQuery is working first before we go to the styles. So I usually like doing that. So WordPress uses non-conflict as far as jQuery goes. You want to make sure because you don't want to conflict the JavaScript and other files with your code. So they use something called jQuery.non-conflict. So I usually like writing my jQuery. There's different ways of writing it, but I usually like, first of all, creating a variable like that and call it J, and I say J equals to jQuery dot no is it capital O or no conflict? Okay, is it capital O? Let me see if that looks familiar now. So I think it's like that. No conflict. jQuery dot no conflict. And I just keep a line and I'll say dot ready. So when the files are loaded, we want something to run. Okay, so let's say when the document is ready, when the WordPress has finished, the page is finished loading, we want to alert something, and let's say hi there. So let's see if everything looks okay here. That JS alert bar might have an error there, but I'll just leave it later. So if I refresh, we get this alert. So perfect. Our jQuery, our JavaScript with jQuery works perfectly. Great. So the next thing is including the styles. So we are going to say WP enqueue styles, and here I will say I will give it a name. I'll give my styles a name, and if you want, you can just say styles. Style. So, okay. So, let me just do a real quick referencing here. I'll just paste this here, and I will need this. This is the hosted style sheet for jQuery. But will I need this right now? It's for jQuery. You know what? I'll just copy it. I might need it later. I'll just paste this here, and for reasons that I will show you later, I'll just paste this here for jQuery styles, and I'll just leave it like that. I might I'm gonna change the name. My JS bar style. So this is the jQuery UI style sheet. It's hosted in Google APIs, and for example, if you're creating dialog boxes, you might find that your dialog boxes are just empty blank and they don't have the style sheet that, you know, the default style sheet if you want. So you can use the style sheet that is hosted at Google as the jQuery style sheet for the UI. Now let's head over to this. The CSS is pretty easy, so I'll just get rid of this right now. This is my reference material. And now the styles, you just name your style and just do the same as we did to the scripts. So I'll just say my bar style, and here I'll come and say plugin dar URL, and then okay, I'll say file, and then step over here and then put those two here, and I'll say it's inside of includes. Let's confirm it's inside of includes, and then CSS includes /CSS, and then now we haven't created the CSS yet, the CSS file yet, so let's go ahead and create it and say new file, save as inside of the CSS. I'm going to say style.css. Okay, so our is called style.css. Great. Now, so let's test this, and let's test if the style is working. So right now, by default, if I refresh, you just okay. Plugin.url WordPress. Okay, hold on. Something is wrong here. Includes CSS style.css. Plugin.url. Oh, here. Let me put a comma there, and then refresh. WPNQ style. Hold on. WPNQ style. Oh, right here. This is style, not styles. Sorry. So it should be working now. Now we still have this JavaScript stuff. Let me just get rid of it. Okay, so it doesn't do anything right now. So if I refresh, you just see this is a test. There's a div here, but it doesn't really have any styling in it. So let's go ahead and style this div using our newly created file, style sheet file. So let's say, what's the ID of this bar? It's pop bar. That's an ID. So I'll say this, paste that there, and then now say background. Let's see if it works. Orange. Actually, let's just try different color. Say red. Width 100%. Height is 150 pixels, just like we did the other time. And let's save this and see if it works. I hope it does. Okay, great. There you go. It works perfectly. So there you go. You have our bar. So I might just probably say text align, center. Now this is not the final styling of this. We'll create this and probably release it for free. You know, I might just create this and release it for free, this plugin, and it's going to be, I'm going to add different functionalities in it, but that's pretty much how to create a bar as far as WordPress goes, and you can write whatever you want, and you can use jQuery. So this is part one. And part two, I'm going to we're going to basically, you know, kind of put a closing stuff here that closes this bar, and using, you know, we add some jQuery stuff here, jQuery functionalities, and we're gonna get it from there. So thanks for watching this part one of this tutorial, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. All right, so if you have any questions again, just post a comment below, or you can send me an email. All right, have a good one.